Hello students, hope you are doing fine and following all the lectures. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is sequence and series. Also we call it as progressions. Now in this chapter, so in case of CET, we will expect one question, and also in mains there will be one question given from this chapter. So in this chapter we will be studying basically about three type of progressions, that is arithmetic progression, then geometric progression, and then harmonic progression. So first we will go through arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. So if a sequence of terms are given, then that sequence of terms are said to be in this arithmetic progression if there is some condition. The condition is the difference between any term to its previous term. The difference should be always the same. Then the given terms are said to be in arithmetic progression. Suppose if we take some sequence like this, A1, A2, A3, and so on up to an. Now this sequence of terms are said to be in arithmetic progression if the condition is here difference between any term and its preceding term, that is A2 minus A1 will be same as A3 minus A2 will be same as, and so on up to an minus its previous term, that is an minus 1. So if this difference is same, then this sequence of terms are said to be in the arithmetic progression. And this difference, which is constant, is called as the common difference, which is denoted by small d. So d indicates the common difference of this arithmetic progression. Next, the standard form of arithmetic progression. Standard form of arithmetic progression. It is given by a plus b, a plus 2b, and so on, a plus n minus 1 into d. This is a standard form of an arithmetic progression. Here, a is called as the first term of this arithmetic progression. First term is equal to a, and the difference, if you take the difference between any two consecutive terms, the difference is d, which is called common difference here. Common difference, it is d. Then this last term a plus n minus 1 into d, so it is the nth term of this progression. So nth term are also called as last term of this standard arithmetic progression. It is divided by tn or divided by an. It is a plus n minus 1 into d, which is the nth term of arithmetic progression. So using this formula, we can find any term that is required. We can find 10th term or we can find 50th term. So that is any term required we can find using this nth term formula. Then the sum of these first n terms of standard arithmetic progression is given by Sn. Sum of the first n terms of this arithmetic progression is given by Sn equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Sum of first n terms is given by Sn equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now this also can be written as n by 2 into a plus l, n by 2 into a plus L, where L is the last term of this arithmetic progression, where L is the last term of arithmetic progression, that we know it is a plus n minus 1 into d. So any one formula we can use depending on what terms are given. So these are two formulas for finding the sum of first n terms of arithmetic progression. Next, there are some properties which are satisfied by the terms of given arithmetic progression. Suppose if given that some sequence of elements are in arithmetic progression, so let us take the sequence of elements a1, a2, a3 up to an are in arithmetic progression with the common difference as d. With common difference as d. So for this standard arithmetic progression or any arithmetic progression given, for each of these terms of AP, if we add or subtract, multiply or divide some non-zero constant k, then still the resulting sequence it will be also in the arithmetic progression. So if these terms are in AP and for each of these terms we are adding some constant, let some constant k be a non-zero constant, so if I add this non-zero constant to each of these terms of given AP, then we are forming another sequence. Now the resulting sequence will also be in arithmetic progression. So addition of constant k to each of the terms of arithmetic progression, that is a1 plus k, a2 plus k, a3 plus k and so on up to an plus k. This is the resulting sequence obtained by adding every term with constant k. Now this resulting sequence it will be also in arithmetic progression. You can observe how to check that it is in AP or not. We will take the difference. So a2 plus k minus a1 plus k, k will get cancelled. We get a2 minus a1. a3 plus k minus a2 plus k, again k will be cancelled, a3 minus a2. So a2 minus a1, a3 minus a2, both are same as the difference of this given arithmetic progression. So this is also in AP. With the common difference. So here common difference it will be same as the difference of given arithmetic progression, which is d. Okay, this is the addition of some constant k. Similarly, if we subtract some constant to each of the terms of this arithmetic progression, that is a1 minus k, a2 minus k, a3 minus k and so on, an minus k. So even if you subtract some constant, still this resulting sequence again it will be forming arithmetic progression. Again you can see the difference it will be always same, and the difference is same as the common difference of given arithmetic progression. So this will be same again. Next, if I multiply some constant to each of the terms of arithmetic progression, that is a1 into k, a2 into k, a3 into k and so on, an into k. So multiplied by k to each of the terms of this arithmetic progression, then still this sequence of terms again will be in arithmetic progression, because you can observe the difference. Here difference is a2 minus a1 into k, a3 minus a2 into k. Here a2 minus a1 is d, a3 minus a2 is d. So difference is same, dk, here also dk. So again it is also forming also in arithmetic progression. But here the common difference is not same as given arithmetic progression, because since it is multiplied k, so here common difference will be d into k or k into d. This is multiplication. Next, if I divide, again to each of the terms of given arithmetic progression, if I divide some constant k, that is a1 divided by k, a2 divided by k, a3 divided by k, and so on, an divided by k. Now these sequence of terms again they will be in arithmetic progression, because we can see the difference a2 minus a1 divided by k, a3 minus a2 divided by k, where that is numerator d by k. Here also difference is d by k. So difference is same, will be in arithmetic progression. Now what about common difference here? It is d by k. Common difference will be d by k. So this is the one property. To each of the terms, if we are adding, subtracting, multiplying or dividing some constant k, non-zero constant k, then we are forming the resulting sequence which is also in AP. Now depending on are we adding or subtracting, multiplying or dividing, the common difference may change, but the sequence will be again forming arithmetic progression. This is one property. Next, one more property is the sum of terms which are equidistant from the beginning and the ending. The sum of terms which are equidistant from the starting and the end, it is always the same in case of arithmetic progression, and it will be equal to the sum of the first term and the last term. So if I take sum of terms here, that is second property, sum of terms which are equidistant from starting and ending. If I take a1 here, now I will take sum with equidistant from both ends, so that is last term an. Now this sum will be same as if I take a2 here, equidistant from both the ends. So equidistant from ending means it is just before the last term, which is an minus 1. So this summation will be always same. And if I take a3 here, so third term from the end, it is an minus 2, and so on. So this summation of terms which are equidistant from the starting and end, it is always the same, and it is equal to the sum of first term and the last term, that is a1 plus an. So this is another property. Next, when we are solving numericals, sometimes it will be given 3 terms, or in AP some conditions will be given and we have to find the terms, or sometimes 4 terms are in AP given and some conditions will be given, we have to find the terms. So in such case, how do we take the terms? So if we follow this condition, then we can get the answers easily. So number of terms given, number of terms given, and what are the terms we take. Now further terms, what will be the common difference? Now suppose if it is given that 3 terms are in arithmetic progression, Assume that three terms are in arithmetic progression given. Now usually we take the terms as a minus b, a plus b. We take the terms as a minus b, a and a plus b. So why we take the terms like this only? Why not other three terms we can? So you can take any three terms so that their definition should be same, so that they are in arithmetic progression. But if we take the terms like this, now sometimes in the problem it is given the sum of the three terms is something and the product of terms is some constant given. So if I take the sum of these terms here, so d will get cancelled, we get 3a. So one variable we are eliminating directly by taking the summation. So in that way our calculations will become simple. So whenever it is given three terms are in AP, usually we take the terms like this: a minus b, a plus d. Now what is the common difference for this AP? You can see difference between the two consecutive terms. It is d here. Now suppose if four terms are given in AP, if it is given that four terms are in AP. Now how to take that four terms in AP? So usually we take like this: a minus b, a minus d, a plus d, a plus d. You can observe again the difference between terms must be same, so that it only will form arithmetic progression. So what is the difference here? 2d. The difference is 2d. The difference is 2d. So these are forming the arithmetic progression with common difference as 2d. Again you can see the sum of terms. If we take sum of terms, d will get eliminated. So one variable eliminated means we get the a value. Now once we know a value, we can find the d value using the condition. So for that purpose, we take the terms like this. If 5 terms are given arithmetic progression, then we take the terms a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 2d like this. So just have to adjust according to how many terms that is given. So if it is 5 terms, I will take arithmetic progression like this. Again you can see difference is d here, which is same for all these consecutive terms. So here common difference is d. So now we can extend up to any number of terms. If it is 6 terms given, 7 terms given, we can take the terms accordingly. Next, we discuss about arithmetic mean. It is called AM. Arithmetic mean. So when two numbers are given, suppose A and B. Now for the two numbers, what is meant by arithmetic mean? So let us take two numbers A and B. Any two numbers. Then in between these two given numbers A and B, if we insert one more number, in between A and B, we are inserting one more number. Suppose we take as capital E, and the resulting sequence, if it is forming an arithmetic progression, the resulting sequence, if it is forming an arithmetic progression, then this capital A is called the arithmetic mean of A and B. So it is in between two given numbers, we are inserting one more number, so that the resulting sequence is forming 80. Then that middle term is called the arithmetic mean of these two given numbers A and B. Now how to find this capital A value? Now for finding capital A value, since they are forming AB, so the difference should be same. So we can write difference is A minus A will be same as B minus A. Now we need to find A value. Rearrange, bring A this side. So 2A is A plus B. So A value will be A plus B by 2. So required arithmetic mean of two given numbers, it is a and b, it is a plus b by 2. So this is arithmetic mean of two given numbers a and b. Now you can think that can we insert only one number between a and b? Why not more than one numbers? So if we insert more than one number in between a and b, now for them to be arithmetic means the resulting again sequence should be arithmetic progression. So the resulting sequence again forms AP. Then only they are called as arithmetic means. So that is inserting not only one number, we can insert n arithmetic means in between two given numbers a and b. So in between AB, we are taking n numbers. So let A and B are two given numbers. A and B are two given numbers. Now in between them, we want to insert n arithmetic means. Let us take arithmetic means as A1. A2, A3 up to AN. B n arithmetic means. The n arithmetic means. Now these numbers are called as arithmetic means only if there is a condition in between A and B. We have to insert these numbers A1, A2, A3 and so on up to AN, so that this resulting sequence, it must be forming arithmetic progression. These terms are in arithmetic progression. Then only these numbers are called arithmetic means. So these numbers are in arithmetic progression. Now we have to find the values. What is A1, what is A2, what is A3. What we are given is AB are given and how many numbers we are inserting, that is n value is given. So with the help of A, B and n values, how to find these numbers A1, A2, A3 up to A. Now since they are in arithmetic progression, so with the help of first term and common difference, we can find any term that is required. Now for this arithmetic progression, first term is already known, that is small a. Now we have to take common difference. Now let us assume that common difference is b here. Let common difference equal to d. Now if we can find this b value, then we can find all these terms a1, a2, a3 up to a. How to find d here? Now you can see first term is a, last term is b. Now observe that b is which term here for this arithmetic progression? B is which term? N numbers are inserted A and B. So total how many terms are there here? N plus 2 terms. So here total number of terms, it is n plus 2 terms and B is which term? N plus 2th term. So n plus 2th term, T n plus 2, it is what? B. T n plus 2 is B. What is the formula for T n plus 2? It is A plus n plus 2 minus 1 into D is equal to B. So A plus, it is n plus 1 into D is equal to B. So from this D value we get B minus A divided by n plus 1. So common difference of this arithmetic progression that is formed, it is D equal to B minus A by n plus 1. So you can remember it as a formula, so that directly we can use in the problems. Now once we know D, now can we find what is A1, A2, A3 up to An? Now I want to find A1 A1. Now for this AP, what is A1? Which term it is? This is the second term. First term A1 is the second term. So A1 is the second term is T2. That is A plus 2 minus 1 into D. That is A plus D. D value we know. So A plus D is B minus A divided by plus. So now we know the first arithmetic mean, that is A1, it is A plus B minus A divided by n plus 1. Next A2, that is the second arithmetic mean that we have inserted. What is A2 here? Which term? It is the third term of AP. So T3 we can write A plus 2D. So A plus 2 into D we know. B minus A by n plus 1. Next A3. So what is A3 here? A3 is the fourth term. That is A plus 3D. And so on. The last arithmetic mean, that is AN. So AN will be which term? It is n plus 1th term of AP. So AN equal to Tn plus 1, that is A plus ND. So in this way we can find the required arithmetic means in between the two given numbers A1, A2, A3 up to AN. So this is how we can find arithmetic means between the two given numbers. Now after finding arithmetic means, sometimes they will ask what will be the sum of these arithmetic means. In case of arithmetic progression, we know how to find sum of n terms, but they are interested in finding the sum of arithmetic means. That is, what is the value of A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to AN. So we take the sum of n arithmetic means. Sum of n arithmetic means we are taking A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to AN. So there is a formula for this also you can remember. So first we'll see derivation, then you can remember the formula. So what is the sum? Already we know what is A1, A2, A3 up to AN. Just add them. It is A plus B minus A divided by n plus 1. This is the first term, plus A plus 2 into B minus A divided by n plus 1, and so on. So last term is AN. What is AN here? A plus n into B minus A by n plus 1. Now we have to add all these terms. So we can see in each of these terms we are having A, next A here, and then A here. So adding to this first terms A plus up to A. Now total how many terms are there? A1, A2 up to AN. So we are having n terms here. So the summation will become NA or AN. Plus B minus A by n plus 1, 2 into B minus A by n plus 1, and so on, n into B minus A by n plus 1. So in all these terms, what we can take common? B minus A divided by n plus 1 is common. So remaining is 1 here, 2 here, and so on up to n in the last term. So NA plus B minus A divided by n plus 1. Now 1 plus 2 plus up to n. It is the sum of n extra numbers. N into n plus 1 by 2. So n plus 1 will get cancelled. So it is NA plus NB minus NA divided by 2. So taking 2NA minus NA, it is NA plus NB by 2. Taking N common, A plus B by 2. So formula for the sum of n arithmetic means in between A and B is n into A plus B by 2. Now what is A plus B by 2 for A and B? A plus B by 2 for A and B is arithmetic mean of A and B. So it is nothing but n into arithmetic mean of the two given numbers A and B. So sum of n arithmetic means between A and B, it is n times the arithmetic mean of A and B. So simple formula you can remember, so that directly we can use in the problems. Okay. So this is about arithmetic progressions and arithmetic mean. Next we start the geometric progression. GB. Now the sequence of elements given, they are said to be in geometric progression. Another condition, the ratio of any term to its preceding term, the ratio must be always constant. So if we take the terms A1, A2, A3 up to AN. Now these terms are said to be in geometric progression or in GP if condition is the ratio between any term to its preceding term, that ratio must be always same or constant. That is A2 by A1 will be same as A3 divided by A2 will be same as, and so on. Last term AN divided by its preceding term AN minus 1. So if this ratio is always the same, then these terms are said to be in geometric progression, and this constant ratio, it is called the common ratio of GP. It is usually denoted by small r. So r is the common ratio of the geometric progression. So to check that whether the given terms are in GP or not, we just have to take the ratio of these terms. If it is same, then we will be forming the geometric progression. Now we will see the standard form of GP. Standard form of GP. So when we are solving the problems, usually we take the GP like this: A, AR, AR square, AR cube, and so on, AR power n minus c. So these terms are taken as a standard form of GP because you can see the ratio between consecutive terms is always the same. Now in this GP, here A is the first term, and the common ratio, the ratio between consecutive terms, it is R, and we are taking n terms here. So first term, second term, this will be the nth term or last term. Tn, it is A into R power n minus 1. So nth term of geometric progression. Next, sum of n terms. The sum of first n terms of this geometric progression. Now we have two formulas based on R value. So Sn is A into R power n minus 1 divided by R minus 1 if the value of R is greater than 1. So whenever R is more than 1, the sum of n if r is less than 1, the formula is a into 1 minus r power n divided by 1 minus r. If r is less than 1. So the formulas are same. Now depending on r value, so if it is more than 1, less than 1, we are using these two formulas for finding sum of n terms of the geometric progression. So these formulas are already we know. Next we'll see the properties satisfied by the terms of GP. Let us take some terms which are in GP. A1, A2, A3 up to AN are in GP with the common ratio. With common ratio as R. Now in case of arithmetic progression, we have seen if I add, subtract, multiply or divide some term constant to each term of AP, the resulting sequence is again forming the AP. Now can we apply that same here? Now in case of geometric progression, if I multiply some non-zero constant to each of the terms of this GP, then still the resulting sequence will be in the GP. Let K be a non-zero constant. K is a non-zero constant. So if I multiply this K to each of the terms of this GP, the resulting sequence again will be forming the GP. And again if I divide this constant to each of the terms of GP, then again the resulting sequence will be in the GP only. But the constant ratio, it may be different because the terms will get changed, so the ratio may be different. That we'll see here. So if I multiply K to each of these terms, addition subtraction we don't take here because it will not be forming GP. If I multiply K to each of these terms, so it is A1K, A2K, A3K and so on, ANK, and the ratio is same. These are also in GP. These are also in GP because the ratio is same. Now what about the ratio here? A2 by A1, A3 by A2 is the same as R. So here common ratio is same as given geometric progression. If I divide the non-zero constant A1 by K, A2 by K, A3 by K and so on, An by K. So again if I take ratio here A2 by A1, the ratio is A3 by A2, K will get cancelled. So these are also in GP with the common ratio again is same as R. This is one property. Next, if each of these terms are raised by some power, if each of the terms of GP are raised by some power, maybe each term we are squaring or each term we are cubing, then also the resulting sequence will be in a geometric progression. If you want, you can take some terms which are in GP and square it or cube it, then we are forming another sequence. You can see that it is also forming the geometric progression. Okay. This is about the terms of GP. As we have seen in arithmetic progression, we inserted arithmetic means between two given numbers. So here also we can insert numbers between A and B so that the resulting sequence will be forming a geometric progression. So it is called as a geometric mean. Of A and B. So whenever we are given two numbers A and B, any two positive numbers we take, Now in between A and B, we are inserting one more number, suppose G, so that the resulting sequence, it is forming a geometric progression. The resulting sequence is forming a geometric progression. Then this G is called the geometric mean of two given numbers A and B. Now to find the G value here, since they are in GP, so the ratio should be same. G by A should be same as B by G. So G square equal to AB. So G will be square root of AB. So formula for geometric mean of two given numbers A and B, it is the square root of AB. So remember the formulas. Now again the question is, can we insert only one geometric mean, or can we insert more than one geometric mean between two given numbers? Yes, we can insert more than one number in between two given numbers, so that it will be forming a geometric progression. Then the numbers are called geometric means. So inserting geometric means between A and B. Inserting n GMs between A and B. So let us take the numbers as G1, G2, G3 up to Gn. That is n numbers we are inserting in between A and B. G1, G2, G3 up to Gn. B. N geometric means between A and B. Now we are inserting these numbers in between A and B. So A, B. Put G1, G2, G3 up to Gn in between A and B. Now if this resulting sequence is in a geometric progression, then only these numbers G1, G2 up to Gn, they are called as geometric means between A and B. Now how to find these values G1, G2 up to Gn? Again, for finding the terms of GP, what we need is first term and common ratio. First term is known here. Now we have to take the common ratio. So let R be the common ratio. Let R be the common ratio of GP. So here, how to find R? Using this A, B and L value. So clearly we can see B is which term here in this geometric progression. So we have n GMs and AB. So total we have n plus 2 terms. So B is n plus 2 term. So T n plus 2, it is B. Now in case of GP, how can you write T n plus 2? It is A into R power n plus 2 minus 1. It is B. So A R power n plus 1, it is B. So R power n plus 1 is B by A. So R will be B by A power 1 by n plus 1. So we know R value. If we know R, then we can find what are the required terms in case of this geometric progression. So now we can take what is G1. G1 is the second term of GP, that is A into R. So R value already we know, that we can substitute here. What is G2? Second geometric mean, it is the third term of GP, AR square. So G3 will be fourth term, that is AR cube, and so on. Gn, that is the nth geometric mean, it is n plus 1th term of GP. r power n. So already we know r value. Just substitute r here. Then we can find what is g1, g2, g3 up to gn. This is a geometric mean. Next. So one more progression to study about the harmonic progression. Harmonic progression or HP. So by if a sequence of terms are given, A1, A2, A3 and so on up to An are in the harmonic progression. The sequence of terms are said to be in harmonic progression only if their reciprocals are forming arithmetic progression. So these terms are said to be in harmonic progression only if their reciprocals they are in the arithmetic progression. So if we take the reciprocals are in harmonic progression if the reciprocals that is 1 by a1, 1 by a2, 1 by a3 and so on, 1 by an. So these terms will be in harmonic progression only if the reciprocal terms are in the arithmetic progression. So if these terms are in AP, then these terms they are said to be in harmonic progression. So any problem in harmonic progression, now we can convert that to arithmetic progression just by taking the reciprocal term. Take the reciprocal term of HP, then we will get the AP terms. Now if the terms are in AP, already we know the formulas how to solve problems based on AP. So the problem given in the harmonic progression usually solved by converting into arithmetic progression. So in arithmetic progression, all the formulas we know, using them solve it. After getting the terms, then again we convert back into harmonic progression. So how to convert arithmetic progression to harmonic progression means again we take the reciprocal, we will get back to harmonic progression. Okay. So these are the terms which are related to harmonic progression. Now one more thing we will discuss harmonic mean of two given numbers. So as we discussed in case of arithmetic mean and geometric mean, so we discuss about harmonic mean. So in between A and B, if we insert one more number, that is H, capital H we take. In between AB, we are inserting one more number H so that the resulting sequence is forming a harmonic progression. If it is in a harmonic progression, then H is called as harmonic mean of A and B. Now how to find the H value here? So for finding H value, this harmonic progression, we convert this to arithmetic progression. So how to convert the harmonic progression to arithmetic progression? Just take reciprocal 1 by A, 1 by H, 1 by B are in AP. So now we can solve this for H using arithmetic progression. After finding H, then we say H is the harmonic mean of A and B. So find H value. Since they are in AP, so we can take difference 1 by H minus 1 by A, same as 1 by B minus 1 by H. Solve it. Rearrange 2 by H is equal to 1 by B plus 1 by A. Taking LCM, A plus B by AB. So H value is 2AB divided by A plus B. So here H is nothing but the harmonic mean of A and B. So like this, any problem given in a harmonic progression, we convert that to AP and solve using the formulas of AP. Then we will get back to harmonic progression. So this is about the formulas related to sequence and series. So go through the synopsis. from next class onwards, we'll be starting the problems.